Happy Saturday morning, everyone. Hope you're feeling well this morning. My name is Amanda. In case you are new to our community and new to us, my name's Amanda. This is Rene. This is Graham, Benny, and Maya back there. Maybe you can see her. Just there she is, over Nene's shoulder. And thank you for joining us this morning, most importantly. We like to come together with our community and with our pups and encourage you to bring along your pups and furry friends and loved ones and family members to meditate together each morning. Yeah, you can't squirrel away that easy. We're meditating. So today, each week in Sama Dog is our organization, of course, where we celebrate and create a space for well-being for dogs and their humans. We love to create Sama Dog to be a resource for all of you to not only learn holistic healing and how to apply various principles to your pets, but also have a spiritual life and a spiritual lifestyle with your animals, to include our furry friends and all aspects of life. So this week, we always have a theme each week at Sama Dog, and for those of you that do follow along with us, you may have noticed that this week we didn't really so much have a theme because we unfortunately lost one of our pack members on Tuesday of this week. And I'll go ahead and say that it's highly likely that we're going to cry. I thought I could talk about it a little bit more easily, at least for one sentence, without crying. But obviously it's very fresh for us, and for those of you that do know our family, not only do we love our dogs dearly, and they're our children, our fur children, but maybe you've met Peppy. He was very much part of our experiences and our videos, and I even noticed this morning that I'm not feeling as grounded as I sometimes do without Peppy here, because he was that energy in our lives. So we miss him very much. So we thought that today we would not only honor Pep, but we would also take some time for all of you to reconnect with your pets that have passed away or have gone over the rainbow bridge, so to speak, as they say. Because I think that anyone that has lost a pet knows the experience and the emotions that we're feeling this week, and can relate. So that's what today's about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so welcome everyone. When I think of Pepper, our dog, and I think it's good to, while we're enjoying our dogs, to start to recognize the unique traits and the unique characters that they are. And because sometimes before you know it, unfortunately, they pass on. And but when I think about Pepper, there are so many good memories. And I remember when he first came into our household, he was so skittish and so scared, and I cannot even imagine what life he had in the Philippines. But he wouldn't approach me.
Can you tell the story a little bit, though?
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, sure, certainly.
Or even just mention, I'm sorry to interrupt you, honey, but some people watching may not know anything about Peppy, and we don't need to get into all of that right now. But after this broadcast, what I'll do is I'll post below our story. We wrote a story, an article about him this week, and I'll post that below so you can read about it if you'd like and learn a little bit more about Pepper.
Yeah, because he has a very, very rough past before he came into our household a few years ago. And in the beginning he didn't even want to approach us. He was so scared. And then to see the transformation over the years with us, he turned into this amazing dog that was like so grounded. It was actually the most grounded dog of our entire pack. So, and it was this very, very special to spend time with him, and I learned a lot from him personally, and especially the last couple of months, one of the memories that I have of him is the way he communicated through his eyes. I will never forget how impactful that is and how deep that is. He had a way to communicate through his eyes in ways I would not know that was even possible. what I mean with that is every time I ask him a question, if you really pay attention to your dog and really connect with him from your heart, from the heart space, not just talking to them, giving them commands like sit and go, but connect with your dog and really look, and then you feel a much deeper connection. And with Peppy, he was able to blink his eyes in a way that when you look at him, he understood you. And especially at the end when he got really sick, unfortunately, and his body was shutting down, and also I always ask him, let us know when you're in pain. Let us know when you're in pain. We don't want you to be in pain. And I would always ask him. I would always talk to him, and he would actually always confirm that he was okay. And he would blink his eyes very, very long in a way, and it was just so remarkable to have that exchange with him. And I remember one of the last walks that we did with him, he could barely walk, and I just carried him. So we go like for what, like a 2-mile walk, is it, like the loop?
2 or 3.
So we took the whole pack, and I just asked him, do you want to come with us for a walk? And he really wanted to go, but his body was couldn't really do it. So I carried him like halfway and through, and he enjoyed it so much. He was he looked at me with his eyes, blinked, in a way that he was so grateful that he could be with all of us and enjoy the walk like that. And yeah, it was just very, very special. Do you have any other?
Graham's come to visit down here. Graham's a little squirmy this morning.
Do you have another memory of Peppy, honey, that you want to share?
I do. I have so many wonderful memories of Pep. But I think the thing that stands out, at least today in my mind, is his resilience. Pep was, as Rene said, and as you'll read in our story, he came from the Philippines. He was a very abused, starving, street dog that had a terrible life. And to imagine and even learn about the life of animals in that part of the world, and then to know that he came from that, he was that, and now he is this beautiful dog that was with us, that was so calm and grounded and comfortable and non-reactive. I love that he had this observation mindset. He was the witness. That's why in the article we called him our furry Buddha, because he just simply observed everything that happened around him, and without reaction, with total presence. So he wasn't stuck in the past. He didn't have, although he was always shy, and those of you that met him in the classes and things, he would come to a lot of our events, know how shy he was. But even though he was shy, he still didn't hold the type of energy and experience that you would think that a dog that's gone through that would hold. And he let it go. He really let it go, and he was present with us and with our family and with the pack and with all the foster dogs that came through. And that was such a lesson for me, to see another being knowing everything that they've carried with them and just still being able to just be completely present, be complete, feel whole, feel presently fulfilled by their environment. So it was a very rewarding experience to learn from him. He was indeed our teacher, as all these guys are. That's for sure.
Yeah, and finally, I want to share something that may also be very helpful for all of you. It's a very sacred ritual that you can do for really anybody who is passing or who is transitioning. And I did that too with Peppy. The part of it's not in the story, but what happened that morning is Amanda and I decided to bring Peppy to the vet to get some additional fluids, because he wasn't drinking so much. He was a bit dehydrated. So I went over to the vet, and I asked him again. I talked to him. I said, "Oh, you can even on the ride to the pet." I said, "Peppy, really, if you want to go, it is fine. Let go. Letting go of the body, of the mind, and teaching him a little bit actually that you're not really your body and your mind. You're a spirit. And sometimes letting go of this body, that is the hardest part for all of us." Not knowing that he was actually about to do that, like a few minutes later when I was at the vet, they were giving him his, I think they were shaving his leg for for the IV, and that's when the doctor came to me. He said, "This is not so good. Your pet is not going to make it to the day." And then I said, "Well, yeah. Well, what can I say?" But then 2 minutes later, they came back and they said, "Well, you have to come now." And I just ran in with him in the operation room where he was laying on the table. They were trying to resuscitate him, but. And there were other doctors. There were like 6 people around the table trying to keep him alive. And we just talked to the animal communicator a few days before, and they said also, Peppy don't want too much fuss. You know, his body was really, really weak. So we really considered all our options. We were very careful with that. So, and the doctor said, well, he's passing. And I said, okay, everybody, please take your hands off and let him just transition. And that's was a very special moment for me, because I looked into his eyes while he was taking his last breath, and that's when I started to chant the Triambakam mantra, which is a very sacred mantra which helps to let go of the body and become your true essence, spirit. And the Triambakam goes as follows. It is Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sukhandim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Brechor Mokshiyam Amritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sukhandim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanam Brechor Mokshiyam Amritat. And what that means is, the literal translation is like we meditate on the three-eyed reality, which permeates and nourishes all like a fragrance. But maybe be liberated from death for the sake of immortality, even as the cucumber is severed from bondage to the creeper. So what that really means is that, you know, again, we're identifying with this body. But, you know, when you look closely at yourself, you know that your body is a constant changing phenomena. Everything about you is a constant changing phenomena. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, all your actions, everything comes and goes. You see, so when you take a step back and you relax into this, then you see that, wow, actually, who I am is not this body. It is spirit, which is aware of all these phenomena, the thoughts, the feelings, your emotions, and everything else. But we get somehow stuck on the idea that we are our thoughts and we are our feelings and we are this body. But you know it's not really so, because your body is changing all the time. It's constantly in flux. And by that that bondage, if you will, that also creates suffering, like the Buddhist teachings tell us. And with dying is a transitioning. It's a transitioning for letting go from that which we have attached ourselves to, which are our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and all our actions, and resting again in our natural being. So that's why the Triambakam is so beautiful, so powerful, so peaceful to do that. So yeah, so if you are inclined, please look up the Triambakam mantra, and you can help other people with it as well. Not only yourself, but other people as well.
It was beautiful. You know, Rene called me because it was unexpected what happened at that time to Pep, and so Rene called me, and I hung up rushing to the vet to try to get there in time. And it probably took me 15 minutes or so to get there. And when I came in, Rene was with Peppy's body at that point, but he had been chanting the Triambakam mantra that whole time. So
yeah, it was very, very
it's a
special.
very important way to transition. And I know that many of you watching, listening, have had the experiences of losing a pet as well. Like I said in the beginning, you know how we feel, you know that the hole, the emptiness in your family, and you also know the specialness that they teach, and that always, forever and always will be in our hearts. Forever and always. I can't talk about it without crying. I guess
no, it is, and I think Graham too. You see, Graham never really jumps up during Facebook lives like this, but he's like really snuggled up with us. So energetically, I think the dogs also really understand when you suffer, when you feel these deep emotions. They come to you and they want to comfort you. So it's so beautiful. The dogs have so many amazing abilities. So
They do. They sensed it all week, though. It was interesting to see. We talked to them, as Rene said. We talked with them a lot. We talked with Peppy a lot. It was so interesting how we would be having a conversation, the three of us, and he would look at me when I was talking. He would look at Rene when he was talking. He was completely engaged in the conversation. It was so cool. Yeah. And we would talk to him. We told him what was happening, as of course Rene shared, and we talked to the rest of the dogs too, and explained to them, and they definitely. All week, Benny's had diarrhea, and Graham's been acting strange and especially needy, and Maya's been a little bit clingy as well. And I think everybody just has, goes through their grieving process that we all do. And whatever the loss, whether it's our pets or our beloved human companions, it's not easy. It's certainly not easy. So we thought coming here together, sharing stories. We'd love to hear yours if you're here with us. Please comment.
Thank you, Rodney.
Whatever they'd like to do through our meditation practice. So we'll just do a short meditation together. If you have a regular practice and you want to meditate for longer, just pause it. If you're watching this back, if you're watching live, then not so much. But if you're watching back, just pause it for a little bit and do a longer meditation. You want to guide us in?
Sure, yeah. So everybody make yourself comfortable, and if your pet is close to you, just maybe put your hand on his or her heart. And then he's a little bit Riley right now, but he will calm down. So go ahead and close your eyes, and let's start with some deep breathing, some deep breaths. Yes, and then totally relax. Relax your shoulders. Take some deep breaths, relax. And just connect. Feel. Feel the present moment. Enjoy the present moment. Because know that the present moment it's really all there is. It's such a sacred moment. We often worry about the future or the past. But what a good remembrance it is to know that the past and the future are all in the mind. It's not true reality. The reality is now, this moment. So what you do right now is really all that matters. So relax deeper into your silence. Just be. And you may feel some space. You may feel some opening. That's very normal. And deep healing takes place right now. Healing for you, healing for your pet. Deep connection. So we'll just be here now for a few minutes. And then Amanda will guide us out of our meditation. So enjoy these few moments of silence.
While your eyes remain closed and your body very still, shift your awareness into your heart. And from this space in our physical body as well as our energy body, we connect to love and compassion, unity, friendliness, laughter. So allow your open heart now to connect to any other beings that have passed. Maybe there are dogs and our cats, our other pets. Maybe there are human partners and friends and loved ones. Just bring their memory into your heart. Bring their image, their energy, and their loving presence deep into your heart, and feel connected to them once again, because you always are. We always are. Especially in the quiet recesses of our being, even more connected and aware in our meditation. That's when we can sense spirit even better, more strongly. So take a few moments now and feel them, be with them, love them. Holding them deep within, now and forever. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Feel their energy as part of you. Their love, their light, and everything that they brought and taught to you. Feel that part of you. holding that forever in our hearts. Maybe you want to place a hand on your heart, maybe another hand on your loved ones. And all together we'll seal our practice with one long Om said together. Breath in. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes. Namaste. Namaste, friends. Thank you for
the
being
dogs
here.
also know that the meditation was over, so they all left. And
especially Ansi today.
And lastly, I would like to mention too that of course this is a very special Facebook Live about loss of a dog. But I think it's also important to end with a positive note that we should celebrate their existence. We should celebrate their life and think about all the amazing things that they brought to our lives and keep that very alive. Whether it is for a human or for a dog or for a pet. Just celebrate their existence. Look what they brought to your life, and we all learn and grow from it. So thank you very much.
Let me just see. I want to see who's here.
Being here with us today.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly's here. Ethel's here.
Nice.
Oh, how do you do this? We moved it so now it's wide. So now I barely know how to work this thing anymore. I just figured it out finally. Rodney, Deborah, Jen.
Lots of people. Good.
Jen's back from Africa. Unless she's watching from Africa, Susan, maybe Buffy.
Maybe in the back of a safari jeep.
Joanne, Joan, thank you all for being here with us. We'd love to hear your experiences, of course, as well as some of the love that you have for your pets that are here or maybe not physically here anymore. Share with us. Put the comments down below. We'd love to hear about them, see pictures of them. That's how we keep this celebration alive, is just keep remembering all the beauty. I did want to let everybody know that we won't be on Facebook Live next Saturday because we are facilitating and teaching at our Seduction of Spirit event, this big, huge meditation retreat that we hold at the Chopra Center 3 times a year. So we'll be doing that next week here in Carlsbad. So that goes all week long, and we'll be back with you the following. The next one will be April 15th, and that's for serious. I know it's April Fool's Day. So happy April Fool's Day, but we really will be back here on April 15th. And one last thing that I wanted to mention is we've confirmed in our next event, our next live event will be in Los Angeles on April 30th, and the time will be from 2 to 4:30. It's at a private home. It'll be really cool and different and fun. It'll be in our friend Christine's yard and garden, and she's got a beautiful space for us. And if you want to learn more about that, you can check out on our website. I'll also post it in the comments below. So that is April 30th, Sunday. So mark your calendars. We'd love to have you there with us. All right, any final words?
Okay.
Sorry?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank
have a
you
wonderful
guys.
weekend,
Have a wonderful
everyone.
weekend.
Namaste.
Bye.